I'm recording now, so behave yourself.
Point. It's now 1:20 and I'm being held hostage in a vehicle that I don't want to be in. So send help.
So since starting the project, this is my first look. Cindy's been here. Yeah, my first look at what's been done so far. This is completely different, and I'll see if I've still got the video of how it was before. This is completely different.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday.
Wagwan people.
Oh my gosh, not Wagwan.
Yes,
So we are getting ready to go Norwich. We've got a lot to do today.
About you?
I said we.
Is it, no, but is it all about you?
Anyways,
why are you all leaning?
Because
do you mind?
My button keeps popping. I don't think that they want to see the button popping.
You're protecting yourself.
Yeah. So yes. Anyways, we are on our way to Norwich to go and have a look at the project that we are managing up there, which is a flip project you might already know about. You might have already seen some stuff on Instagram about it. But we're going to check up on our builders, make sure that they're doing a great job, which we trust because we've worked with them so many times before. And also go up there for some more viewings for potential BRRs that we're interested in with our investors. So that's what we're looking for at the moment.
And we're going to bring you with us.
Yes, for sure. Also, it was my birthday over the weekend, so you might be able to see some of the 30 balloons. I don't know if you're able to see it. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Yes, I mean, it's there.
There's something like that.
There's a few of them around, but also, guess who asked me to marry him?
Show them.
Yeah. So she's...
No.
So she is very much so engaged and temporarily off the market, and I'm joking. But yeah, so it's been a very busy weekend for us. We've been doing a lot of celebrating with family, with friends, and it's just been a great blessing. So I don't know why he's like literally behind me.
Because I don't know why you're in front.
Okay, sorry. Did you get main character energy?
No,
just let me introduce the vlog. Anyways, guys, we're excited for you to come with us. We'll see you soon, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the vlog. Is this how you talk to somebody who's engaged? I don't think this is how you talk to somebody who's now engaged. Also, just a note, like now I'm engaged, we've got to set the boundaries that I'm not going to be doing anything because everything I needed to do originally to get engaged has been done. So,
you'd have to do stuff in order to get engaged.
What do you mean? I'm literally a business owner. Like, what do you mean?
Who's done this to my bag?
Perfect. That's really helpful. So we've got a viewing at 1:45. Anything after about 2:15 would be perfect for us. Yeah. Wait, there you go, guys. That's simple. Sometimes you just got to create a little bit of urgency for estate agents. They may not always have the availability, but when they know that you've got the money to pay, you've got the money to put down, they are going to create some space in the timetable for you. And that's the power of money. That is crazy to say, but that is the power of money. That's the power of influence. And that's the power of status. They don't know. They don't know if we have the money, but they are eager.
You mentioned something where we've taken on a previous project with them.
Yeah.
And he didn't even bother to ask which
to
project
verify.
Like that. He was like, yep, these guys are. So when you're asking the right questions, you're gonna then frame yourself and put yourself in a position of authority, and then all of a sudden now he's making sure that he's getting certain things in place so that he can facilitate this viewing, because obviously you've already qualified your own self.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, man.
So that's the power of qualifying yourself as an investor and putting yourself forward. You don't have to use buzzwords. I didn't use any buzzwords talking with that estate agent. I didn't say I'm a cash buyer and I'm looking to. No, I think we're taught that, guys, but there's actually no need. I think we forget that estate agents are literally human like us. They talk the way that we talk. They engage the way that we engage. I know that we've all been in classes before where teachers are using keywords that we don't understand, that we can't tap into. But once they simplify that method for us, like Pythagoras theorem, once they simplify what that actually means, that's when you start to catch on. And that's the same with an estate agent. You don't have to use the buzzwords. You don't have to use investment property. You don't have to, you just say, I literally just broke down and said, hey, I'm looking for a property that I can convert from 3 bedrooms to 6 bedrooms. What do you have? They don't need to ask me any more questions. I've told them, I've been clear with my criteria, and I think sometimes that's what we miss as investors in the game, or, you know, investors who are trying to get into the game, is being as simple, simplifying the information so you don't lose your clientele, so you don't lose the estate agent, so you don't lose the person that you're trying to build that relationship with. So it can be that easy. And that's what we tell our academy lot, that don't overcomplicate it. Give it as basic, as simple as you can, and that's where you'll get your leads and you'll generate your leads, guys. I'm going to make a few more calls. I might bring you guys into that. Obviously, Sean can't make any calls. He's the driver. It would be very unsafe for him to do that, but let's see how we get on today. No, let's see how we get on. I'm aiming for about 5 viewings, but I'm mindful that it's 11:15 right now. We're already on our way up, but God works wonders, so I believe in the miracles that can happen.
You got about 2.5 hours to
get it together. Get it together. Let's see how we get on. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Take care. So guys, another one there. You've seen the flip of the coin. I think that's the saying, where I tried the exact same method and got a slightly different response, which is that they're a bigger chain, a very well-known chain. You guys might know them, Winkworth, I think is how you pronounce it. And so, like he's explained there are a lot of stores of theirs. What are they called? Branches. That's the one I'm looking for. There's a lot of branches that they have, so they're extremely busy. But I'm not going to just cut off there and be like, okay, because you're busy, you don't have time for me. No, you have time for me because I have something that you want, which is a sale. And so it's easy to then flip it and be like, guys, well, I'm looking for a sale in this area. You know, how can you help me? And all of a sudden he wants to send me all these properties that are available, all these kind of projects that are going to work for us. And you don't have to have something in return for them to make them want to work with you, but you do have to come across as if you have some sort of level of importance, some leverage, some knowledge, and that will bring them into a space where they want to work for you. The estate agent is there to work for you, to bring you the results that you're looking for, that you desire. But that's only going to happen if you're clear with them in terms of what you're asking for. I've never sold a property before. I've never worked with an agent and sold a property before. I think Sean is the same. He's never sold a property before. We have no idea what we're doing. But guess what? You don't ask the questions you don't receive. So that's how you conduct yourself with the estate agent. Even when they give you a no, even when they tell you you're busy, how do you work with them? And it's especially important to have the best manners, guys. Don't come on the call cold, hesitant, uneasy, unappreciative of their time. It's so important to conduct yourself in a way that you would like to be received, and you'd like somebody else to, kind of work with you as well. So just remember those.
I was going to say as well, one thing that you did was you wasn't desperate in how you was delivering it.
Not today, I wasn't. I've been in the past.
Exactly, but you wasn't desperate, and I feel like that when you said about the buzzwords, using buzzwords, a lot of the time people, when they're being trained, they're being told to use these buzzwords because that's how you're going to pique an agent's interest. But nowadays, as the market evolves and everything, you use those buzzwords and you just kind of put yourself into a pot full of people that these agents have heard from before. You kind of act yourself out and then kind of give out that desperation kind of feeling. And then when you get that, that's when you get the agents that just tell you what you want to hear but don't actually take you seriously. So again, obviously I feel like you kind of combated that quite well.
I think, guys, and I know this is a really strange thing to say, but one of the people that I actually learned this from, which sounds so strange, if you haven't watched this show on Netflix, you need to go and watch it if you're trying to be a property entrepreneur, or you're even just trying to be a business owner and you feel like you're struggling with imposter syndrome. Inventing Anna. If you haven't watched that, you're missing out, mate. She schooled me on everything that I need to know, and the art of pretending to be somebody that you're not quite yet in order to pique interest. And it's not about lying, guys. It's like sometimes you've got to trick the mind into believing you are who you say you are. Like, I am a social worker. I wasn't a social worker in my first year. I knew nothing. I was copying other social workers. I was having to listen to instructions. But the more I believed that I was a social worker, the more that I conducted myself as a social worker, the more families believed that I was a social worker who knew exactly what they were doing. And it's exactly the lesson that I learned from Inventing Anna. I know it's like a funny kind of, show based on somebody who's technically a fraudster, but she was only a fraudster when things began to unravel. She began to second guess herself. Even now, she's got a whole show about her.
Before that, she was someone who was confident, knew what she wanted,
stepped into rooms.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, didn't care what anyone had to say. She treated people the way she thought. She thought they deserved to be treated. She addressed herself the way she thought she deserved to be addressed. She faked things with the belief that those things weren't fake, they were real. So it's all about mindset. It's all about how you position yourself. It's all about what you truly believe for yourself. And that's what's going to lead you to kind of run this game. And again, it's the same thing we say to our academy lot. Like, guys, believe what you say you are, because if you don't believe it, who's going to believe you? And this is a clear example. Guys, if you haven't watched it, watch Inventing Anna. That's the main thing. Any final thoughts before I make some more calls?
I was just going to say, like, again, I feel like being successful comes with a level of delusion that you have to have. And again, that's what Anna had, like a certain level of delusion that, listen, I'm going to tell you that I've got the money to pay for this jet.
Well, you know, she hasn't got,
she's only got one, if that, do you know what I mean? She probably even owes that £1 to someone else.
Do you know what I mean?
But it's that level of delusion that no one's going to check you because you've got the confidence to demand it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost crazy for the other person to think, oh, you ain't got what, like, let me check where this money's coming from. It's like, you wouldn't do that because I've got the confidence that I'm exuding to you guys. So yeah, it's all about having a certain level of delusion in order to be successful.
For sure. Well, anyways, back to the calls. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Hey guys, just an update. We've now landed in Norwich for our first viewing. We are meeting our builders there, and they hopefully should be there very soon. I'm starving. I haven't had any breakfast. I've literally had water in my mouth and a gummy,
but you was
health gummy.
But you said
anyway, that's not the point. It's now 1:20 and I'm being held hostage in a vehicle that I don't want to be in. We're on our way to our first viewing, but before we even get to that, I want to speak to you guys about the importance of getting the right accountant. If you've been in our community chats, you know, and if you haven't been, you need to join those now. They're on our Instagram, and you can literally just click the link on one of our highlights, and it's in there.
It'll be at the bottom of this video.
There you go. Just to make it easier for you guys. But if you're not in there, you need to be in there. We give free gems to all people who are interested in getting in property, need to know the ins and outs, need to understand the struggles, the challenges, and how to overcome that. We give that to you for free. So if you're interested in joining that community, this will be the link somewhere on this video to get you, or in the description to get you access to that. But the main thing is, in our community chat, we have been talking about the importance of getting the right accountant. Now, it's so hard to find the right accountant at the start of your business because you don't know what you're looking for. A lot of the time when you start your business, you think that accounting is literally someone bookkeeping. That is not what you need. You need somebody who's going to provide you an all-round service as an accounting service for your business. And that includes helping you to get to the place that you want to be in your business financially. So a lot of the time people are only getting accountants who will do the end of year taxes for you, your confirmation statements, and the legal stuff that's required. But you want somebody who's going to be able to help you strategize how to get your business from point A to B financially
and be most tax efficient as tax efficient as possible.
Exactly, so that you're keeping costs as low as possible, you're keeping like your taxes as low as possible, but also gaining the most benefits for your business legally. And so when you go and have accountant meetings, or you speak with an accountant, or you're looking for the right accountant, make sure they provide an all-round service. That means meeting up with you monthly to understand where your business is at now and where you would like it to be, and how close or far you are from that goal. That means somebody sitting with you to make sure that all the tasks that need to be completed for your business have been completed on the government website. You know, your confirmation statements have been done. That means them doing it in an affordable way for your business. So there's no point you being a startup company paying £500 for your tax to be done. It's not going to be cost effective, but you need them to be in your kind of remit that's going to be tax efficient for you, that's going to be cost efficient for you, that's going to broaden your learning, broaden your knowledge about what needs to be done for your taxes. I can't stress the importance of it. A lot of people wait 3 years in their business, 2 years in their business to get an accountant. You should be looking for an accountant a year into your business. Doesn't mean you have to start off with one, but you have to have the knowledge of who you'd be looking for, who you'd like to appoint within the next 6 months, to make sure that you're in a space where your business has grown and that it's the right time for you to attach someone to your business in that respect.
An important thing as well to remember is that, especially when you're looking for an accountant, a good accountant is going to stick with you for a long time, right? But it's natural for you to have to change accountants, because sometimes as your business grows and your goals are going to be different, and you're going to be onto different things, your visions are going to align, and certain accountants aren't going to be able to your whole avenue of where you want to go is going to change. And naturally you're going to find people that along the way you're going to have to pick up and drop off at the same time as well as you're learning and growing. So it's natural. Not the guy in front just mounting the curb, but yeah, naturally you're just going to have to understand that sometimes you are going to be picking up and dropping off loads of different.
Always do the side of the cross.
R.I.P. in the
wrong hand, but yeah.
But yeah, it's naturally what's going to happen. So
yeah, just make sure that you balance it with the growth of your business. If you're stuck on accountants, or you don't know what kinds of questions to ask accountants, again, join that free community. Let us know what things would be helpful for you to access through that free community. Nothing is off limits there. So yeah, just let us know. But yeah, we are on our way to our viewing now. We've just had a message from the agent themselves, probably asking how soon we're going to arrive. No, they're probably just checking that we're still coming. But yeah, it will be good to see and take you guys onto this viewing. We will definitely record. It's a lot easier to record like sell properties. I don't know why I find it easier. I think they encourage that on those kind of viewings to make sure that you remember what you've looked at. Look how close we are to the hospital, guys. That is the hospital, and they're building more things, which means more people coming into the area. It's brilliant. It's honestly brilliant. So it looks already like a hotspot for us. We've done some of our numbers. We've spoken to estate agents around the area just on this journey today. People think that property takes so much time to complete one task. If you give yourself like 5 hours to complete a task, it will take you 5 hours. If you give yourself half an hour, you will complete the time and the task in half an hour. So we've done it on our journey. 2 hours up here, everything's been done. We've got bookings in. We've got 2 viewings so far, possibly a 3rd and a 4th viewing coming soon. So yeah, let's see how we go. Sorry, Sean he's asking me to not spill his fish and chips that he's gotten. Don't worry about the stack of fish and chips we've got at the bottom. That's for our builders for doing such an amazing job on the property that we've got at the moment that we're project managing.
The hard workers are eating. Anyways,
but you know what's really hard? Eating healthy when you're always in the car. So Sean and I had to like agree that we're going to share this fish and chips because we can't have one each. It's just ridiculous at this point.
In all fairness, we were going to actually get Costa.
Yeah, but there was none around. Norwich people, where do we find?
There was one right where I was.
Oh.
That's the original one that I was going to go to.
I would have wanted a chai tea. But anyway, when your fiancé don't even know who you are.
Let me know, guys. Have I made a mistake?
You have. What? With me?
Have I made a mistake?
No.
Can I back out?
Oh my gosh, it's too late for that. I'll pawn this ring. I'll tell you that now.
Oh my god.
So just an update following these viewings while Sean munches on some fish and chips. So that viewing went really, really well. A lot of potential, but I don't think the investor realised how much work would need to be done. But really, really good potential. Bigger than the one we've got at the moment. Apparently a really good area. From what I saw, I really can't remember the numbers on this one because I did quite a few numbers, but I remember there being quite a bit of profit. The one we found that we're currently doing is a gold mine. Like, she's going to be making a minimum of 60k. We were saying 40k, but just how there was a property next door that sold within like 10 days and it wasn't even renovated. And they had offers. They had put it on for 250. 250,000, sorry. And received offers over that, and on top of that it went in like 10-15 days. So that's the results we want, and especially with us putting so much more energy into this one and obviously it being freshly renovated, we're basing it on the numbers and God to carry us through,
because he does everything. He
literally does everything. But yeah, it was good. It was a good viewing. We got some more viewings, last minute viewings. At the start, we only had one viewing that we were coming up for today. By the end of it, we've had one, two, three.
And possibly a 4th.
And there's going to possibly be a 4th or 5th one now coming through from the same agent. So I'm going to try and give them a call and see what they've got done in between that time, see if there's any kind of potential of anything happening. And just give them a call after these viewings to see what can be done and then go from there. Also, just a little tip before we leave, guys. It's so important to get the vendor's story because that will help you with negotiation. A lot of people go into these properties, view the property and be like, oh yeah, is there any cracks? Is there this? Oh gosh, not Sean fighting the driver. Oh my gosh. And sometimes you just got to take what you want. Do you know what I mean? That's what Sean just showed. Sometimes it's not about right of way. Sometimes it's about who's the quickest. Yeah. And Sean was the quickest. So Sean was able to go first.
They didn't want to turn in. So I turned in.
There we go. But yeah, some people will check for like the cracks in the properties, they'll check for the structural elements, but won't even ask the vendor story. Without the vendor story, you can't negotiate, guys. You don't know if they want a quick sale. You don't know if there's a battle between the two exes. You don't know if it's like a dispute between siblings about, you know, who's going to get the money from the sale. Like, you don't know. So asking the vendor story by just saying, so, you know, what's the vendor story on this one? What's the backstory on this property? So is the vendor currently living in this? What are they looking for? Do you know if if they're looking for a fast sale? Are they a vendor who's looking for multiple offers and they're going to make their decision? If it's an auction, are they, you know, open to a pre-auction sale? Like, all these kind of questions are really important. Don't just go there and look as to whether or not it's going to be a great flip project or a BRR project. You want to see what the vendor story is and what that means for you in terms of your negotiation. So yeah, make sure you look into that. We're going to take you along with this view. We just arrived now and we should be seeing the estate agent pretty soon, and so we'll keep you guys updated. This is the aftermath after getting in at, what time is it? Just 1:1, 1:15?
Yeah, 1:15 now.
We left out at just after 11 o'clock.
I look dishevelled, look. It's crazy.
If you remember, if we go back to the starter clip, Sean had just had this freshly done, but he said I did them too tight, so he
way too tight.
because
like
his brain
whole scalp was
bleeding. He was actually having to think today. That's why he had to get out. But look at me, we look dishevelled. All my curls have gone out. Listen, I know.
It's been a great day today.
It has been. It's been a trying day, a testing day, but it's been a great day. I would love to talk you through how everything went. Sean did go to a football match in the end. I don't know if he took the gimbal with him to. I don't say there you go. So he's got some footage of
Terrible
going.
game, by the way.
Don't let Norwich City hear you saying that. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good but eventful day. Hopefully, when we catch up with you guys next, we'll have some updates on some of the properties that we viewed. But we'll keep you guys posted. We are super tired, so drained. It's bedtime for us. So peace out.